Hey family, it is I, African Osorenko, back at you with another one. Today we are going to be discussing just what the title says, reparations. And while we know that reparations are definitely owed to Black people globally, we're focusing today on the debt owed to Black Americans, okay? But we know that reparations are owed to Black people globally because of the things that white supremacy and colonialism did in Black countries, okay? So I'm going to read the Copyright Act. Okay, it says under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. And family, we will be doing a little criticism, commenting, and also digging a little deep beyond in the rabbit hole. All right. So this article is actually from CNBC News, okay? And this article was published in September of 2024. It says the support for a program to pay reparations to descendants of slaves is gaining momentum, but could come with a 10 to 12 trillion dollar price tag, and it should be more probably, okay? A movement supporting reparations as a way to make amends for the atrocities of slavery and to reduce the persistent wealth gap is gaining momentum. Family, we know that every year that this wealth gap is not closed, that it grows larger and larger, and it's not in our favor. Reparations for slavery has been fiercely discussed, and it's only really been discussed with the Black media because none of the white supremacist media outages are discussing reparations. Okay, that's not what they're doing. Okay. Reparations for slavery has been fiercely discussed in the United States since Union Army General William Sherman promised 40 acres and a mule to 4 million freed slaves in 1865. White Americans do not support a reparations program paid by taxpayers. But white Americans are more supportive, and this is coming from me. White Americans are more supportive of billions of dollars given to other European nations and other countries in lieu of Black Americans being compensated for chattel slavery. Okay. In 2024, black families had about 1 million less wealth. 1 million less in wealth family. Okay? On average compared with white families. As of 2024, 18%, and I beg to believe it is more, of Black people living in the United States were living below the poverty line, compared to 6% of white people. But now they are, kind of catching up with that because we see them all on TikTok crying and boo-hooing about having hard times. We've always been able to get through these hard times. So, you know, America got its wealth family. off the backs of black slaves in America. Okay, this is how America became the richest nation in the world. Is because not because of they had so much knowledge, not because of they were so innovative and they were able to invent, make huge inventions that raised up their society. No, it was by chattel slavery. This is how America became rich. It says this is why white demographic decline, and we know this, has become such a big thing. You see, they're trying to hold on to the wealth and their demographics are declining. You cannot continue to do wrong and get something right from that. It is high time that the Black uh, Caucus, okay, do something that they're being paid to do, and that is to work for its Black citizens. Every other caucus works for their citizens. The Black Caucus was on board with Asians. Excuse me, family, just one second. We're in this weather where you gotta have you some hot tea ready. The Black Caucus was on board with the Asians getting reparations because they did get reparations in the form of compensation when they got that bill that they got, the protection bill. The immigrants have come here and have gotten all kinds of, you might as well call it reparations, because they were paying the rents, they were giving them money to buy purchase scooters, excuse me, family, and vehicles, while black people are told that reparations for chattel slavery is a handout. Family, excuse me, reparations is not a handout. It is a debt owed. The handouts are being given to other European nations. The handouts are being given to Caucasian women. The handouts are being given to other communities. Those are where the handouts are going, because Black America has not had a handout ever. We've not gotten any handouts, but it is high time that reparations are paid for. Family, it is a debt owed. And whenever someone tries to spit in your face and say it's not a debt owed, you tell them that it is a debt owed. America needs to pay its bills like it tells everyone else. Like it wants us to pay our gas bill. It wants us to pay our light bill and our credit card bill. They need to pay their bill. And that number one bill is reparations to Black Americans. It is time for us to receive our due justice. Black media must keep our boots on the necks of white supremacists, and we must fight for what is right in our community. These politicians that are not advocating for reparations should not be getting our vote. They should be advocating for some form of reparation for the Black community, and or they shouldn't get our vote. Family, we have to be firm. We have to stand tall, 10 toes down. Okay? Just like how the fake people over there in Israel, I'm not going to call them what they're not. Just like they fight for their rights, how other communities fight for their rights, we have to fight for our rights as well. We must never stop talking about reparations, because we are deserving. We are deserved to have reparations, family. We are deserved to have reparations, and even reparations will not close the wealth gap that there is. I see there are Caucasians in Virginia and different places have 200 acres of land. Family, do you think they purchased that land? They didn't purchase anything. They stole it. They took it. Black people were sorry, black people were unalived in the hopes, and it is time that reparations are paid out to black Americans. Family, we must never globally stop focusing on our rights to have reparations. We must never stop, okay? Globally. This must be something that black people are discussing in and out of different rooms and areas and spaces, and we must continue to fight for it because it is something that is owed. We must also begin to build together, family, to work together, to stop avoiding one another, to stop in the gender war and things like that. We must come together, family. And I know there's a lot of smart, intelligent, articulate black people that are getting that are understanding this, that know that we have to come together. It is time for us to start separating, building our own schools, building our own businesses, uh, also supporting our own businesses. We must. You see what happened recently, and I know this is kind of off topic, but with the DEI situation with Walmart, we should not be shopping at Walmart for anything. If there are people in our communities that does not have transportation to get to other stores, just as they did or we did back during the boycott, the bus boycott, we should be banding together and getting groups of people together and taking them to the grocery store so that they will not have to shop at Walmart. We should completely boycott Walmart, period. Ban it from our community because once we stop shopping with them, they'll have to leave. They won't be able to stay in a community where they're not making any money. Family, we have to take a stand. 2025 cannot be like the preceding 25 years. It cannot be. It must change and it must get better. And the way that can happen is that if we practice group economics. Family, I thank you so much for joining me, for subscribing, for liking, and I would appreciate if you would share the video with friends and family. Family, we have to start thinking collectively. We must think collectively how we can build our economics, how we can build our towns, and we can totally redo Black Wall Street. We can totally redo it because we have the drive, we have the desire, and we have the mentality to do this. We can accomplish anything that we want to once we put our minds to it, family. There's no stopping us. Most of America's uh, inventions were made by black Americans, okay? Or by black people, period, in America. Most of their inventions that are now is part of the reason why America is the number one country as they put it. Okay, I don't know who that's for, but most of these inventions and things have been created by black people. So there's nothing that we can't do, family. If we put our mind to it, we can do anything possible. So I implore our family to come together. Men and women, we must come together for the benefit of our children for the future. We must, because we must teach them group economics as well. Family, I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day and a wonderful, blessed rest of your week or weekend. And I will see you soon in the next video. All right? Thanks, family. Take care. Bye bye.